And hello, welcome to the Mango Grove, everybody. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin USD analysis video. This, guys, is Bitcoin USD on the weekly. Now, why do I want to start off with the weekly? Because, well, we close a weekly candle tomorrow. Look at that. I mean, it's looking super frigging bullish right now. And guys, notice that yellow line, that nice big fat yellow line that I have on my chart. Closing over this level, okay? This level, by the way, is that 9,560 level that I was talking about in my previous video. I'm gonna link that above so you know how important of a level that is, okay? But this is a major level. I mean, this is the weekly chart, guys. Notice how price has reacted off of that 9,560 region. Now, like I said, this is the weekly chart. It doesn't get better than this in really terms of assessing the macro picture, and not just the macro picture, guys. Even when you want to assess horizontals, whether it's support or resistance, get onto those higher time frames, assess the supports, the major support and resistance zones on the higher time frames. And that yellow line there, I want you to just observe that and just notice how price has reacted off of that 9,560 region, right? So now this is the weekly, and here we are on 28th October. That was the week of 21st October and 28th October. Notice how we met that resistance there. Now, this is when Bitcoin, again, was in that massive sort of descending wedge-like formation, right? That we just recently broke out of. Now, the top of that wedge was actually the test of that 9,560 region. It lined up with that. And even notice here, during the break of the symmetrical triangle or descending triangle, whatever it is that you guys were playing, it was that zone. It was the break of that level that was the impetus to Bitcoin dropping all the way down to 7.7K. That was around here, right? Even around this range right here. Now, this was that previous bear market, right? That Bitcoin was in. We were having these lower highs until we broke all the way down to 3K, and we had lower lows. So notice what price did over here. Again, we held that as resistance. We held that zone as resistance. Notice what we did here. We broke the highest wick. As soon as we broke that line, was all the way up at 11.7K, right? And then held it as support, for 3 weeks in a row until we broke and back down all the way to 6K. And same thing here, guys. As soon as we broke that level, we basically made our way all the way up to the next point of resistance at about this on the weekly. The next point actually is about 11.5, 11.6K as resistance. All this to say, guys, that this level is important. And if you look at Bitcoin's current price action, where Bitcoin is sitting at right now, we are well over that level. We are at 9,819. We are sitting well over that level. Now, we close this weekly candle tomorrow, and a close over this 9,560 region on the weekly, I think, will propel Bitcoin to that next zone of resistance. Now, question is, how fast can we get there, right? So, you know, could Bitcoin potentially have a pullback on the lower time frames? Is it giving us signs of that? Quite honestly, guys, I don't know. Like, just even taking out this level on the daily has some major bullish implications alone. In my last video, in fact, I told you guys that the next level of resistance on the daily is actually at around this, I believe I said it's actually the same thing. It's about 10.7, 10.8K, give or take, right? That's the next major zone of resistance for Bitcoin. And just taking this out even on the daily is a big deal. But could we have a pullback? I don't know. Let's go and take a look at our cloud, actually. Let's go and look at that Ichimoku. Let's go and look at that ribbon. By the way, for those of you who do not have the Mango ribbon, actually, let's start off with a ribbon. Just either PM me or Sean on the Telegram chat, okay? And we will grant you access to that Mango ribbon. It's completely free. And not just that, get onto the Telegram chat, because it is the best place to be in the crypto space. I genuinely believe it is one of the better sort of Telegram chats. I'm boasting now. I'm boasting. But no, seriously though, come on out, you know, meet some new people in the crypto space. And if you want access to this indicator, either shoot me or Sean a PM on Telegram and we will grant you access to the ribbon. But guys, here is the ribbon on the daily time frame. Now notice how we have been sort of trending. Now we had that test of that 21 EMA last time, right? This was around the 25th 23rd of Jan, right? And we've been trending on the 10 simple moving average ever since, and our break of this 9,560 region, even on the daily, is a big deal. Okay, now I told you from my last video that if we actually got the retest of that 200 simple moving average, I had 2 bids placed. I didn't have 2 bids, I had 1 bid placed and 1 I was waiting for, right, in order to really strengthen my Bitcoin position. I said, okay, if price comes all the way back down to that daily 200 moving average, I will be further strengthening my position on that region. However, if it does not get down here, the next point I was looking at to strengthen my position is actually going to be after the break of this 9,560 region. So guys, I managed to catch this retest, and so far, I mean, it's looking decent, right? I'm really anticipating the weekly to close over this 9,560 region. If it does not manage to do that, I think I may just de-risk that position. A part of my position is also range trade, right? So I took that on the daily time frame, daily and 2-day, and I am looking to maybe catch my profits at around 10.7, 10.8K, basically the next level of resistance. Okay, so this is the ribbon. Now it's looking bullish, guys. Like, I'm not going to, you know, come up with something out of the blue here. I can't come up with a bearish forecast, given that we have we have these higher lows, we have higher highs too. A lot of people are looking at this. I'm going to get rid of my my drawing tools, not my drawing tools, my ribbon. A lot of people are looking at this as some sort of, you know, like an ascending wedge of sorts, and it is, actually it is. If you look at the volume nodes, I think it is an ascending wedge, and usually it is a bearish pattern. Okay, however, the bearishness of the pattern only comes into effect. It only becomes bearish. Let me rephrase. A pattern only becomes bearish or bullish once it breaks. Okay, it is not bearish or bullish before then. It's the break that gives it its bullishness or bearishness. It's just that you look at the overall structure, like an ascending triangle, a descending triangle, that has a bearish sort of narrative to it, right? However, something like this, guys, you have higher highs and higher lows. You cannot possibly call this bearish before the break. You wait on the break, then it becomes bearish. However, this is an ascending wedge, and we could break to the downside. Sure, we could break to the downside, but we could also break to the upside, right? So you gotta wait on that. Don't play this hand before the actual sign. The sign is, well, the pattern actually breaking to the downside. Usually when these kind of patterns break, you try and catch the retest, okay? And then you'll probably find continuation to the downside. But when you are playing these kind of things, always get in with a premise. That's what kind of helps me. There is no need to FOMO. I mean, this market has an abundance of opportunity, so there is no need to FOMO. If you don't get it, you don't get it. If the trade doesn't go your way, it doesn't go your way, whatever, but wait on that break. And yeah, that's what I have for you for Bitcoin, guys. And with that, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, guys.